Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. I am here with Jaden Clayton, freshman guard out of Maine men's basketball. Jaden, thanks for coming on with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So 6-4 right now. We'll start there. You guys have more wins than you did all last season. 10 games in. What's been working for you guys on the court, off the court this season?
I think just like having a new group of guys, everyone's bought into what Coach Markwood has brought to us, and I think that, especially with the whole connection with the group, off the court stuff, we're really close, and I think that that's been missing, and especially from talking to guys last year, as they weren't as close as we are this year, and especially buying into what Coach is bringing to us, and I think on the defensive end is something that we've really bought into, and I think that's a big thing for us this year.
And defense travels too. You guys talking about all the off the court stuff. A couple weeks ago, went over to London, played Marist, close game there, but just talk about what that experience was like for you guys, what it did for you guys off the court, as you mentioned.
Yeah, like I said before, like off the court, all of our guys, we really got to get close, apart from basketball, we got to experience, the Big Ben, the London Bridge, all that stuff. So it was pretty cool to like bond, and, like Getty on our team, he's from London, so, he got to show us around his favorite spots and all that. So it was really cool to just bond with the guys off the court.
How's the food over there?
Oh, it's delicious.
Nice.
Yeah, it feels like back home. I'm from Canada, so it feels the same that, overseas food. So it's really good.
You mentioned Canada. I know you have some type of connection with your backcourt partner, Kellen Tynes. Mm-hmm. You guys know each other somehow. Talk about your relationship with him and how it's been playing with him on the court this year.
He's kind of like a big brother to me, especially since he's older than me. We're both from Canada. We're actually both from the same area. He's from Nova Scotia. My dad and my mom, they're both from Nova Scotia. So they're both from there. So we have that connection, that, Nova Scotian blood kind of thing. But, I just look up to him. He's able to tell me things on the defensive end. As you see, he's like one of the best defenders on our team. And, being able to get, those notes from him and, just look up to him and say, yo, this, and that. And he always comes to me and says, yo, you missed this, and that, So I think just him, guiding me on the path. So
the chemistry was there before you guys even came to Maine.
Yeah.
Coming to Maine, I think you were one of the first guys that Coach Markwood offered when he took the job at Maine. Just talk about why Maine was a spot for you and how your relationship started with Coach Markwood.
I had a couple of schools, come to me and talk to me, but I felt like the relationship, Markwood came at me like really hard, really aggressive, always stayed in touch, and especially his background coming from BC, he was at Vermont before, I had Northeastern, and when I sat down with him, he had shown me stuff that he had coached with previous guards before, and I just felt the connection there with Markwood, and especially talking to, Coach Rob with the coaching staff as well, as he's one of the first assistants there. I just felt like they really brought me home and, treated me like I was one of their own, so it was a really good fit.
I love going to your guys' practices and covering those stories, just the energy that he kind of brings to practice. I almost want to throw a pair of shorts on and start running with him. Just what's it like playing under Coach Markwood?
It's definitely like, it's something different, especially with like some of the assistants like Coach Gash. Like he is one of the most fired up guys you will ever see. Like he's just always bringing the energy to practice. Then you have the balance of Coach Rob, talking you out. Then you have Coach Jordan with all the skill stuff, and then Markwood kind of just brings it all together. I just think it's a great coaching staff, and the way practice is laid out, very organized. They always bring the intensity, and I think the guys, like I said before, they just really buy in.
You got a couple more games left on your non-conference schedule, which I was talking to LaShawn before the season. He said it's been the hardest non-conference schedule since he's been here, capping off with a trip to Ohio and Ohio State. Just what do you see in these next two upcoming games, Akron on Monday, Ohio State Wednesday?
I just see us, like I said, the whole theme of this kind of interview has just been buying in. And I think that, if we have our scout down, whatever Coach Markwood and the coaching staff brings to us, we just buy into what they're saying. If we buy in, we always have a shot at every game we play. And I feel like it's not going to be different for these last two games that we play.
Heading into conference play, you guys were preseason picked last to finish in conference. Right now, in terms of the rankings, third best team in America East. Did that kind of light a fire under you guys? Do you use that as motivation a little bit?
We definitely did. We definitely felt like we were underpicked, but obviously nobody knew what we had coming in, and you're an underdog, and I think that we've shown people like we're not bottom. We're here to play, and we're here to prove the doubters wrong, and I think that we've showed that. But obviously the year's not done, and we still have more to prove. So we still got some stuff to prove for the rest of the year.
Awesome. All right, well, we'll end it on that. Maine still has a ton of stuff to prove. Jaden, thanks for coming in, spending some time with us, and there is more after this. Stay with us.